it is time to officially introduce Satin Silk Longwear collection to the Sculpted family. This has been so long in the making, so many formulas later, a trip to South Korea, about 39 different variations, the whole team trying it, and we finally got there. We set out on a mission to create a higher coverage foundation and concealer for long wearing, occasions that want it, days that you might need it, skin conditions that require it, feelings that just want it. And we finally landed on these two formulas. We now, I believe, have a solution for everyone. We've got our Tint and Glow, that's like your tint moisturizer, lighter weight coverage. We've got our Second Skin, medium coverage for day to day. And then we've got our Satin Silk collection, and the hint is in the name. It's a satin finish, it's a silky feel on, but it delivers a higher coverage for those that want it or occasions that need it. These are so welcome in the Sculpted family, particularly the season that we're going into, but they're really easy to navigate. The foundation and concealer both contain hyaluronic acid, vitamin E and niacinamide, so we're not reneging on our promise for the good for you. Satin Silk comes in 30 shades to mirror our Second Skin. You'll see a slight variance between them given the higher coverage in Satin Silk versus Second Skin. And Satin Silk Longwear Concealer follows the 16 shades that we have in Brighten Up to make it super easy to pick your shade. If you know what you already use, you can transfer straight over. And if you want to compare to other brands, all of our shade matching work applies. Stay tuned to watch me apply it on my skin. First up is our Satin Silk Longwear Concealer. So this is an all-in-one, hard-working, multitasking concealer. You can see it's like a shorter, stubbier version of Brighten Up, and the wand is a fatter, denser version to deliver more coverage. So what I would say about this is a little goes a long way, but although it offers that kind of high coverage instantly, it still blends and smooths in seconds, hence the name Satin Silk. So the biggest difference I think between this and Brighten Up is obviously the difference in the coverage, but how you can use it around the face. So you'll see there in literally a few seconds how it's just concealed all of my blemishes. Loads of us have been wearing this in terms of like a no foundation look. So applying concealer in all the areas and then your bronzer and blusher, etc. with it. So it's high coverage. It counteracts discoloration underneath the eyes, blemishes, scarring, redness, pigmentation, you name it, but it blends easily. So the biggest thing I found with like a super heavy coverage concealer or foundation is that it can be quite tough, stiff and drying on the skin. But this is going to blend nice and easy, hence the name Satin Silk. But look at the difference in literally a few seconds. Can you cope? Naturally, it keeps the good for you inside like all of our products, and that was so important to me, like I said at the start. So your hyaluronic acid is going to help to hydrate, niacinamide is great for brightening underneath the eyes, and then vitamin E for skin nourishment. In the Satin Silk family, along with our Longwear Concealer, is our Longwear Foundation. So firstly, you'll notice that this is a different style bottle. So rather than our usual pump from the bottom on Second Skin and Tint and Glow, this is your heavyweight, but still super easy to bring around, Satin Silk Longwear Foundation. Gorgeous bottle and component. You pump from the top. It's not glass, although it might appear to be. It's got a gorgeous frosted finish like the concealer does, so they're a nice little family. It's the heaviest weight that we could do without being glass. Personally, I find glass a total nuisance. I think it just smashes everywhere, so we didn't want that. So it's still really easy to truck around, but obviously has that lovely experience with it. Like with the concealer, a little goes a long way. So for me, right, I wanted to have a high coverage foundation that can bring people from day to night, or even if you just want to change up your day-to-day foundation and you're going to a nice fancy occasion, you need something to last, this is your Longwear answer. But look how it literally airbrushes the skin in seconds. Like, so easy to blend, bringing it up to meet the concealer. Look, obsessed. So like the concealer, this has hyaluronic acid to hydrate, niacinamide to brighten, and vitamin E for skin nourishment. It is not your classic, very, very heavy full coverage foundation in the sense of the feeling and the coverage. It's high coverage, but it's buildable. So if you want to do 1 pump, 3 pumps, it's your own decision, whatever you prefer and however you like to wear it. It's completely flexible to what you want, and it's not going to set down the skin. That was so important to us. We tested so many versions of this formula to get to this one. Flew over to South Korea ourselves to make sure that it was all perfect, but it literally airbrushes the skin and you do not feel it on. And again, going back to kind of not sacrificing who we are as a brand and our non-negotiables, the lightweight was super important to me. There is nothing worse than putting on a heavier coverage foundation and just dying to take it off your skin because you can't bear it. Particularly those with sensitive skins also. It's completely fragrance free. We've tested on loads of sensitive skins, on loads of different skin types. We did a blind panel test with people who tried it for a week. They had no idea who we were, what we did, and the results were insane. So exciting. So in choosing the name Satin Silk, I wanted it to speak to the finish and the feeling of the products on the skin. So satin being the finish that it sits between a matte and a dewy. So it's kind of somewhere in the middle. So it's not too flat that a dry skin can't wear it, and it's not too dewy that an oily skin feels like it's going to run off. You can still set etc. as you normally would if you want, or apply your bronzer, blush, highlight, etc. on top. But it is so lovely on. So there we have Satin Silk Longwear collection. Get ready for an airbrush finish in seconds that you will not even feel. So exciting. So like I said, Satin Silk Longwear foundation following our 30 second skin shades. Satin Silk Longwear concealer following our 16 brighten up shades. These are your multitaskers, hard workers, super lightweight, fuller coverage for the days that you need it or the occasions that you want it. And I really hope that you absolutely love them.